Today we're in Pilot Point, Texas, at Chad and Susie Chance's place at home of Hoofwatch. And with Hoofwatch and WCB, we're doing the novice shoes. The novice shoes is the future of the WCB. It's the future of the whole horseshoeing world, because it's where people who want to dip their toe into competing and learning how to make shoes from scratch. Everybody's got to make a front and a hind. Front and a hind is what you put on a horse's feet. Every kind of shoe that you make is a front or a hind. And so the foundation to build on is to make a plain stamp front and a plain stamp hind. So today we're going to make this shoe out of 3/8 by 1 by 15.5 inches. That's a little bit long and spindly for a piece of 3/8 by 1, so we need to bump the toe and we need to bump the outside branch. That'll reduce the size, and the whole goal of reducing the size is that you have a shoe that will work on a hoof that size, that the nails will go down the center of the section of the stock. So we're going to bob punch the toe clip, and then we'll fit it up for an E7. All right, we got 15.5 inches of 3/8 by 1. I'm going to take a toe heat right off the bat, and then we'll do a lateral bump. As it cools down, you can start to hit it just a little bit more. Started with 15.5, and we are at 14.5. A bump into the outside toe. I'm going to come off the whole lateral branch, so I'm going to get a bump. I've already got the heat here, so that way it'll drift up the branch faster. Got a consistent heat that goes from the toe. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of width in it. Doesn't do any good if you're bumping and it's just kinking. Getting a little bit of width in there. This is what I was after, is I got it almost up to 1.25 inches. And it isn't so much that I want my branch or my shoe to be at 1.25 inches. You always want to have more material that you can reduce it down and forge it so it doesn't look spindly. So you make more material, use the horn to reduce it down, and then it's a nice section when you get done doing that. Cracking that toe, leave it big. You're not trying to kink it. You can see I've got way too much on the lateral side, so now I'm just going to pull with the flat of my hammer into the toenail. I don't kink it, and that makes this longer. Then you come here, get rid of all that whip, kind of just iron it out. You think this is way short, but you still have to make a heel on the inside, and we're going to upset that a little when we make our heel on the lateral side. Your first blow, you're either going to pinch it or upset it, and you want that corner to be upset, so it's coming back into it. Go all the way down, upset it, go past the center. Perfect. Good. So now we're just going to come back in it and just reestablish that again. There's no rasping in this class, so you want to establish a nice heel before I get this flat. There's no going back and fixing it, so. All right, you want to have it above parallel to the ground. As soon as it starts to go towards the ground, you're going to push with your tongs. And then sweep it on around. Have it above. Because if you have it touching there, it's going to put a kink. So I'm having it on the one side of the horn. Right about where my heel nail is, I'm just going to come and lean my hammer in, go around the corner. Overlap those. Perfect. Get rid of his mushrooming right there and get it just around the corner. I'm keeping the heel to check in the center. And then I'm not trying to narrow it up. I'm just leaning my hammer, getting that safing in there and getting the heel check in the center. Again, keep it above parallel to the ground, drop my hammer, and then make it with the tongs. And then roll it all around. repeat it, only now I'm gonna stick it up to where I have a gap right here. I'm gonna push it up and then follow it around. I'm gonna use the anvil, hold it up here, and come to the widest part of the foot. And then if you just take and put a mark where the center is. Now I've got a toenail in between those two marks, toenail in between those two marks, and I've got even spacing all the way around. Do this is while you're cold, and then you won't fight it. Do it when it's hot and you sit there and it's hard to get everything to keep from moving around. Now, even if my shape is not a desirable shape, I can still use the horn. I can punch it and go out with my shape. There's plenty of heat to make it look, clean up the shape of it as you punch each nail hole. I'm not gonna forge it. All I'm gonna do is find my toenail. I'm gonna go out and then over the top. Put a little bit of shape in that shoe. I wouldn't flatter it at this time because you just don't know where you're at. You can flatter it, but I'll tell you where, towards the end, when it's a little bit more done, and you need to know if you're gonna stretch it or not. You need to know if you're gonna put the brakes on or not. But right now, a flatter is just gonna overdo the job at this time. A person needs to move along at a pretty brisk pace at this time for one reason. When you put a toe clip on a shoe, you don't want it to be the last heat, because when you toe clip a shoe, you torque it around. So you want to be able to put a toe clip on it, and then you do those flatter runs after your toe clipping heat. Stay behind the high spot in the horn, go over the top. Getting those frog eyes out. What we're going to do is just take the calipers, go from the outside corner of the toenail. Now I got my toe clip, and we'll bob punch it. This is the last time that you're going to get a free look at the back of the stock, so I like to seat it out real nice. Take your bob punch. We're going to just I get a little bit of a lip going. If it's a nice soft corner, you're not going to wreck anything. Easy. There we go. Then you just come in here, take, and just pack it back in. Take and stay at the base. Stay at the base. And you can see I got thickness at the top. That's what I like, because you could reset that. Come back in here. Just drop your hammer handle down a little bit and just tighten everything around the clip. And that pushes the clip up, all that material back down. Now what we'll do is we'll rebuild just each branch and be done with it. All right, what we're gonna do is just kind of get the majority of the junk off of here. I'm shaping up my branch. I go to the heel nail, go over the top. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab it from right at the heel. I'm gonna put it right where the widest part of the foot is, right where the heel nail is, and I'm gonna continue the branch and go right on through the toe clip. That just tightens up all the lines. And I'll do the same to the other side. Go out to the widest part of the foot and go over the top. Now this move, what I'm doing is I'm getting ahead of the anvil and being on past the bulk of it, and this is pushing my toe over the whole time. And then pushing this back down underneath. What we're doing is just kind of making it nice and safe for the foot, not a sharp edge, cleaning that, boxing it up.